stream. 1 second. And okay, you're live, so you're good to go.
Who's leading us in? Corinne, do you want to do it, or you want me to do it?
I'll do it. There we go. Welcome to the June 10th, 2020 joint meeting of the CV6 Ad Hoc Budget Committee and the CV6 Housing, Homeless and Human Rights Committee. My name is Corinne Vanderdonk, and I am the chair of the Housing, Homeless and Human Rights Committee. Tonight, Brian van Nieuwenhoven, the chair of the CV6 Ad Hoc Budget Committee, will be co-chairing this meeting. This meeting is called to order at 6:35 p.m. Tonight. We are joined by Assistant District Manager Cody Osterman and Community Associate Brendan Berth. Members of the public, you can raise any questions or comments that you have through the Q&A feature of Zoom. There is time following the committee's discussion. If there is time following the committee's discussion, we will field questions from the public.
Corinne?
Yes?
Could I just make an observation of all the people on this meeting? I would have thought you could pronounce Brian's name the best.
Nieuwenhoven.
There you go.
Yes, I cringe every time I hear someone. Anyway.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm giving you a hard time, Brian. Given the brevity of tonight's meeting, CB6 staff will take the minutes. We will now take attendance by roll call. Brendan will conduct the roll call.
Members of both committees, I will call your name and you will unmute yourselves. When your name is called, please say present. I will announce if there is quorum. Kyle Atide.
Present.
John Berenbaum. Okay, I did see Joan on. I thought I saw Joan on.
He's there.
Claire Brennan.
Present.
Kathleen Kelly. Okay, I do not see Kathleen on the call. Abigail Cruzmark.
Present.
Was that me? Present.
Karen Moore. I don't see Karen on the call. Corinne Vanderdonk.
Present.
Claudel Winfield.
Present.
Jeff Stellan.
Present.
Brian Van Nieuwenhoven.
Present.
Jim Collins. Okay, I did see.
Here.
Okay. Richard Eggers.
Here.
Paige Judge.
Here.
Reshma Patel.
Here.
Here.
Jean Santoro.
I'm still here.
Eva Marie Lassiter. Eva Marie. And, okay, Andrew Gross.
Present.
Rajesh Nayar.
Here.
Matt Roberts.
Here.
Okay, we have quorum for both committees.
Great. So tonight we are discussing a resolution on the New York City Police Department's fiscal year 2021 budget. In the interest of timing, so as to avoid delaying the start of full board, the discussion for tonight will last no longer than 20 minutes. If a vote is taken, it must be done by roll call. Once a motion is made and seconded,
Brendan, can you
yeah.
put the resolution up, please?
Yes. And if anyone wants me to scroll down or scroll up, let me know. Otherwise, I will slowly scroll down.
Jim, it looks like you're trying to speak, but you are muted.
Me?
Brendan, I was just wondering if it's possible to link this resolution in the chat so we can get a full read of it.
This resolution was sent in the digital packet yesterday.
Oh, it was, okay.
It goes in order after the agenda, so this is
Okay.
5A.
Okay.
Can we make a, I'm a little confused what the plan, what we're supposed to, shall we just vote on this or?
So
Yeah,
we had a debate on the on the resolve part the other night. So the resolve part is verbatim what the committee voted on. If anyone feels that the resolve section does not verbatim or substantively reflect what we voted on the other night, raise your hand right now, and we'll discuss really quickly. Seeing no one has raised their hands in Zoom, I have not gotten any additional feedback about the whereases other than some conversations that we had yesterday. With the people who I talked to, I believe that in regard to the people who had voted to support this resolution, that we incorporated feedback in the drafts based on what they communicated with us. I'm trying to think if there is a, do we have a reason to otherwise debate the resolution?
I believe we voted for the tone of, sorry. We voted for the tone of the resolution yesterday, or Monday, I guess it was. So, I mean, if there's specificity with respect to the language, maybe we should address that if there is any issue. I usually end up reading resolutions during the time when public officials are speaking. So I apologize. I have not read this.
I'm looking for comments from the folks who voted the other night yes in favor of the resolution, to make sure that this resolution reflects what they voted on. Because I don't think the whereas sections are going to change the minds of anybody who voted to abstain. Our vote the other night was 1304.
You have 3 hands.
We have 3 hands up. Kyle, I recognize you, and then I will get to Rich and Rick.
Thank you. So I was one of the people who voted in favor. I just want to thank you for a well-written resolution. I think it captures exactly what we were trying to say. And I also appreciate you taking the concerns that I had mentioned on Monday, which was about specifying specific figures. I think this encapsulates all of those concerns.
Thank you, Kyle, the chair of BASA. Rich, you have the floor.
Yes, I just want to say I believe this resolution accurately represents what the committee voted for on Monday. And if it is in order, I will bring a motion that we bring this resolution as written through to the full board.
Rick Eggers has his hand up. I will recognize him first before we proceed to a vote. Go ahead, Rick. Rick? Rick, do you still want to speak?
Got it. Yes. Sorry, I had it on mute. I did have an opportunity to express some of my concerns. I think this draft has seen a couple variations and is definitely better than the first version that I saw of it. I may still have to abstain because I believe that we have not had sufficient discussion on the board of some of the details that are being asserted here in order to be able to assess that we believe that this information is all correct. But it's much closer, so I'm not as concerned about that. I would like to make a wording change in the first whereas.
In the first one, okay, scroll up, Brendan.
If it could be instead, whereas due to a disruption in city finances, inserting the word city, as a result of and then skipping to the word COVID-19 pandemic rather than just, so they would strike out about a full line. The way it's written, it sounds like it's just a social distancing. It's far more involved than that. That's involved in the disruption.
All right, city finances, and then the redaction that you suggested. That's fair. I consider those a friendly amendment and it doesn't change the substance, so we can just apply those.
It does not change the substance at all. And
Brian?
the only other thing that I would just throw out there, and I'm not sure whether anybody would care about this or not, but the second to the last whereas says, although spending delays are never ideal, cost cutting can be applied with the anticipation that the following fiscal year, the mayor's modified budget can provide rebounded spending. That's basically saying we can cut it this year and he can put it back in next year. I just think that the whole paragraph should come out.
Actually, that says that both so it makes a dual point. The mayor can modify the budget over the course of the year. And
Yes.
so over the course of the year, the mayor has the power to insert more money into the police department. So there's some, is there an audio problem?
I got it.
Okay. Any agency can have its budget modified over the course of the year as per the mayor. So the factual basis of what we're recommending does not need to consider that any recommendation that we do has to encompass the money for all possibilities for any particular city agency. Also, for things like maintenance, equipment provision, funding can be restored in fiscal year 2022 for things that the department might have procured that can simply wait a year. That was a point I was trying to get across, and I do think that that point is relevant in suggesting what I believe this reso is a 1 year only thing. There's no language in here suggesting that we need a permanently baselined lower NYPD budget. We're trying to hit the mark for the budget they're going to approve this month for the next 13 months.
Okay. I like the idea that it's not recommending that it be a permanently baseline change. We don't say it. I'm not going to push it now because getting the language together would be too haphazard. But I think it's interesting that you say that, and that I think that's the kind of way we should look at it going forward.
Right. I think.
Okay, that's all I have to say right now. I will probably still abstain, but I will not vote against.
Brian, you have 4 hands.
I do have 4 hands.
And
Andrew, I think Andrew Gross raised his hand first.
Yeah. You have the floor, Andrew.
Hi, thanks. I'll be very brief. I agree with what Rick said in that, Brian, it's a really well-written resolution. It's clearly very well done, so kudos to you. I have some reservations to Rick. I'm just being clear. I'm planning to abstain. It's not necessarily about the quality of the resolution. I just have concerns that it still exists about not feeling inadequate, feeling that I just really can't adequately vote or vote in an informed way on this without more discussion with the police. I have a lot of concerns over just public safety, going into just sort of unstable times. And I'm not going to vote against this like Rick, but since the last discussion, my feelings on that haven't changed. It's just my position. I'm just putting that on the table. It's a sensitive issue. That's just where I am on this, but I appreciate the work that you've put into it, and I understand how people are voting on it.
Okay. Molly had her hand raised next. Molly has the floor.
Hi, good evening. I was just a few things looking at like line 16 and 17, the comment on Bloomberg seems unnecessary and kind of not very professional. I don't know if there was a reason to put that in there, productive working relationship. That doesn't seem
Oh,
to
no.
flow with
So both mayors have had a productive working relationship with the mayor, and I wanted to set the stage here to say that the NYPD had been adequately funded before there were budget increases in the NYPD. which if you put together the whole picture, you get a sense that the NYPD budget has been adequately raised under the prior mayor and has been raised by 21% under the current mayor. So
Yeah, it just seemed like
Yeah, I
you're
wanted to
saying
paint
that, but then to
picture.
have that parentheses just seems like kind of a strange, strange thing to have in a resolution. It's like,
Do
by
we
the
think
way,
it's
he had a good working
unclear at all that the budget was okay in 2014? Is there any question whatsoever that NYPD might have been hurting for money in that year? If so, we can
point
strike
of-
the practical.
I would have
It's
a
just form.
I would have a point of order here. We do not mention people's names in this manner in our resolutions as a board.
Yeah, it
And
just
I-
seems
and
odd.
I must be operating under a different draft because my draft does not have that.
Oh,
Oh, no, it does. It does. Sorry.
yeah, like
There should be no reference to Michael
Right.
Bloomberg in any way, shape, or form to refer to the year in which a budget occurred, perhaps, but not to say the person's name. That would be a violation of CB6 resolution etiquette.
right. So you could just
So-
say under prior mayor, the city.
Under
I don't
prior
know.
years would
Oh,
be.
oh,
even
yeah,
better.
okay, yeah.
Sorry to interject. I just wanted to inform everyone that we now have 9 minutes until full board. so
Oh,
we
gosh,
need to-
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
all right. A friendly amendment, strike the Michael Bloomberg and the parenthetical.
okay, thank you.
Claude,
And
please
I'll
go
leave it
ahead
at that.
and,
I'll leave it at
oh,
that.
no, Molly, did you have any other comments?
No, I'll let it go. Nope, that's fine.
Okay, Claude,
Thank you for the
floor.
work.
I just wanted to clarify what Rick changes were. I want to read it so I'm sure, because I want the first whereas to be clear. It says, whereas due to the disruption in city finances as a result of the COVID-19, is that correct, Rick?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Jim, you have the floor.
Yeah, I just wanted to strike at the bottom. I don't know that it's necessary, the footnote that references the Wikipedia as a primary source. Unless the footnote itself is necessary, I would strike the entire thing. And the second thing is, I don't know that in that same paragraph where Bloomberg is referenced, associating our costs per capita of policing to that of other cities is in any way helpful to the case, because we spend substantially more per capita on all aspects of New York City government than most other, actually all other cities in the country and possibly the world.
I don't think that there is an issue with Wikipedia as a source. And I think that the comparison to other expensive cities in our country who have similar police departments to us is absolutely relevant info to the public in decision making and informs the votes of a lot of people who voted for this resolution. I'm not going to allow double speakers on this, so I believe we're going to move this to a vote right now. Please do a roll call vote on the resolution.
Okay. So when your name is called, unmute yourself and answer aye, nay, abstain, or not entitled. Kyle Atide.
Aye.
Joan Berenbaum. Joan Berenbaum. Claire Brennan.
Aye.
Okay, Kathleen Kelly is not here. Abigail Cruzmark.
Aye.
Richard Mintz.
Aye.
Karen is not here. Corinne Vanderdonk.
Aye.
Claude L. Winfield.
Aye.
Jeff Zellen.
Abstain.
Brian Van Nieuwenhoven.
Yes, aye.
Jim Collins.
Aye with reservations.
Richard Eggers.
Abstain.
Paige Judge,
Abstain.
Reshma Patel,
Aye.
Jean Santoro. Jean?
Aye.
3 votes.
Eva Marie Lassiter? Eva Marie is not here. Andrew Gross?
Abstain.
Rajesh Nayar?
Aye.
Hello, this is Eva Lassiter. I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Aye, and I'm also here. Aye, thank you.
Thank you. And Matt Roberts.
Abstain.
Joan, are you there for your vote?
Joan?
Joan, you are muted.
Okay. So out of 8 ad hoc budget committee members present, there were 6 who voted in favor, 2 who abstained, so the motion passes. Budget. In Housing, Homeless, and Human Rights, there are 10 committee members. I have not heard from Joan, but of the 10 Housing, Homeless, and Human Rights Committee members, the majority voted in favor.
Can you repeat the committee's vote? I did not
Here,
understand.
I was able to unmute now. I vote aye.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank you, John. Yes. So out of 8 ad hoc budget committee members present, 6 voted aye. Out of 10 Housing, Homeless, and Human Rights Committee members, there are 3 abstentions, 7 in favor.
Thank you.
So the vote passes both committees.
Thank
Brian,
you.
are
The
you
agenda item is
prepared?
over, and I pass it over to Corinne.
Karen, you're muted.
Bren, we can't hear you.
See, is there any further business? No, right? So seeing no further business, this meeting is adjourned at 6:58 p.m.
Can I say happy birthday to Molly?
Happy birthday. Oh, really?
We were holding that for the board. Okay.